I'm PK Newbie. Welcome to The Nutrition Doctor is in the Kitchen, where science is sexy and healthy eating is spectacular. I'm pretty psyched tonight to make with you traditional basil pesto, otherwise known as pesto Genovese. It only takes a couple of ingredients. We've got our basil here. It's this gorgeous basil. Basil is actually just finishing up at the farmer's market, so I wanted to take advantage of that to get some into the freezer for the winter, so that I will be enjoying some beautiful fresh pesto all winter long. So I have a whole mound of it here that I'm going to wash up in a minute. I'm going to throw that into a food processor along with the traditional ingredients of Parmesan cheese, freshly grated, some pine nuts. We'll season it with a little salt and pepper, and of course olive oil and garlic. That's it, really easy. So stick with me and I'll show you how it's done. Hello there. I just washed up all of this basil. Some of it is a little bruised, but that's okay. It's no big deal. It's going to go into a food processor. And by the way, if you want to maintain a really bright green color on your basil pesto, you can give it a blanch in boiling hot water for a very short time. Shock it in an ice water bath and it will stop the chemical reaction that leads to discoloration. In other words, when your pesto begins as green and gets gray, you can prevent that by doing that. You also can add some olive oil at the top, like we're going to at the end, and that's good enough for me because I don't really feel like blanching it right now. So, I'm just telling you for your own information. Okay, basil. This is about, I don't know, 4 cups or something like that. Now we need some garlic. Easiest way to deal with garlic, give it a smash. Comes easily out of its skin. These are pretty big cloves. You could do it to taste. You know, if you go online, you will find so many different recipes for basil pesto. The issue is it's to taste. So I like it very garlicky. I'm going to put in 4 cloves. They're very large, which is why I'm giving them a little rough chop, but probably they'd be all set right in the food processor. Oops. Don't do that. Okay. These were actually gargantuan cloves, so I think this is going to be good. That was about 4 normal size cloves. Okay. Now we have that going. The next thing we're going to add in is olive oil, extra virgin olive oil. Clearly that is key in pesto. And I'm starting with a ½ a cup in here, but I'm not going to add all that at first because we're going to see how it comes together. So I'm going to add about ¼ cup. We'll go from there. Give it a little cracked pepper, little dash of salt, and let's start with that for now. All right, now if you come over and see that, you can see that it looks basically like chopped basil, but it's not quite looking like pesto yet. And so I'll go and add a little bit more. I want to mention that if you buy pesto from the store, which you can find some good brands, it tends to be loaded in sodium, salt. So just look out for that if you're going to buy it from the store. And again, you see how easy it is, so you should give it a shot and make it from home. Let's add in our pine nuts, another critical ingredient to pesto. I started with about 1/3 cup. We'll see how that works. Oh, yep, that is looking great. That's looking wonderful. We haven't even added cheese yet. So another opportunity to say that vegan pesto is actually amazing. There have been times when I've made pesto and I forgot that I didn't add cheese. So as much as you think, oh, Parmesan, key to pesto, yes, it's delicious, but it's actually really not necessary. So keep that in mind if you want to go for a lower calorie version of pesto. I'm gonna go ahead and add the cheese. I grated this freshly myself. We're gonna start with 1/3 cup. Actually, that's 1/4 cup. See how that works? I am going to add some more olive oil. So we're not quite at ½ a cup yet. The other thing I like to add to my pesto, you won't find it online, but I do think a little water, you can't tell it's there, but breaks up some of the calories. So otherwise, it's all good stuff in here. We have our olive oil is monounsaturated fatty acids, so that's very heart healthy. So it's good stuff, but in about 1/4 cup of pesto, there is more than 200 calories. see how that is looking. Oh yeah, that is looking awesome. You gotta come check it out. It's a beautiful green color. I'm gonna give it a taste. I'll mention also to you that basil is incredibly healthful, an incredible source of vitamin K, even iron and calcium. And it has some wonderful flavonoids and volatile oils that in particular fight bacteria. So really good stuff. Once you add the pine nuts, it actually gives a reasonable source of protein as well. That is wonderful. I'm going to add a little bit more cheese. I had it on deck. So this ends up being about 4 cups of basil, half a cup or so of olive oil, a couple tablespoons of water, about half a cup of Parmesan cheese if you'd like. It is to taste. Yeah, that is good to go. That is good to go. I have nothing else to add here. I'm going to show you in 1 second what I'm going to do with this tonight for dinner, but there are many, many things you can do with pesto. So check out on my blog for lots of different wonderful recipe ideas. Make it yourself while basil is still in season. Get some into the freezer so you can enjoy it on a cold winter's day when you're craving the wonderful fresh flavors of summer. So come back in just a moment and I'll show you what I'm going to do with this for tonight. My videographer just said that this pesto smells really awesome, so too bad you're not here to smell it, but it's very, very fragrant, right? Basil, olive oil, Parmesan cheese. I'm very excited to get this in the freezer. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? So remember that if you decide not to blanch it like I did today, if this just sat here for a little while, it would get grayer on the top where oxidation occurs, but it's completely safe to eat. It's totally fine. It tastes the same thing. Just mix it up and it's fine. Tons of uses for this pesto, but right now it's just going to make a lovely little salad. Of course, you can traditionally put this on crostini or what have you, bruschetta, pasta, sandwiches, all those good things. But right now, we're going to take a little bit, take this gorgeous farm market tomato, heirloom tomato, give it a slice with my dull knife. It needs to be sharpened. Oh, that's looking beautiful. I've barely done anything. Throw on some yellow tomatoes. Got a green one, my favorite sun gold. And you really don't need it, but I happen to have a little bit of fresh mozzarella left. I'm gonna nestle that in there too, because, you know, it's delicious. My husband's gonna love it. And let's see what else. Oh, I have this one more little green tomato. Look at how fabulous that is. All right, so let's give that another drizzle of olive oil, a little crack of pepper, touch of salt will really bring out the flavors. It's just a pinch, and I think that's pretty beautiful. So I think it's about time for me to eat dinner and get some of this into the freezer for a cold winter's night. So thanks for hanging out with me tonight. I'm PK Newbie, and I will look forward to seeing you again here at the Nutrition Doctors in the Kitchen. That is a work of art.